All right, everybody. Hey, it's me, it's Paul. And not Jenny, but, we're kind of going for back to the roots, I guess. I don't know. I'm just making stuff up. Anyway, welcome. I hope everybody's doing all right. I'm running a little bit. There I go. I got my microphone. Hey, look, I guess my buddy's cousin is right here on my shirt. How about that? Anyway, welcome. This is the Palette Knives Out Art Cast. I am Paul. Jenny might be joining in later. We had shuttling of offspring to do this afternoon, so Greta had to go to work, and Jenny had to pick her up, and so we'll be starting off just the two of us, and whoever else is out there in YouTube land. Hi, Faith. Hey, Kim. Good to see you guys. Kim, I hope everything is going as well as can be. This hurricane I see that's come through over there looks pretty traumatic, and I hope everybody on the East Coast is finding their way out of that mess. What a mess that's been. Just our thoughts are with everybody over there, and I know we've got a lot of East Coast people. So I just wanted to, just really quick say my voice is mostly back. I may cough a little bit tonight. I apologize, but hey, it's a lot better than it was yesterday. Oh, good. You guys weren't affected. Okay, that's good. Good to see. It's amazing what I've seen coming out of Virginia, the Carolinas and stuff like that. I just can't fathom it. So anyway, let's take a look at our painting we're going to work on tonight. There it is. We called it Pine Island. I got to be real honest with you guys. This was kind of an interesting situation where, real late to the table on this one. Like we try. Hi, Jenny. Jenny's there. Okay, so Jenny's jumping in and saying hello. Why is Jenny so thin? Ozempic, apparently, is what I hear is the word. But I had something really interesting going on in that I kind of had in my mind a painting I wanted to do. And I ran it by Jenny, and she's like, yeah, we'll see. Hey, stop focusing, okay? Relax, camera, it's okay. And then the night, what was it, Saturday night or so? I was going to get up on Sunday morning and paint the painting, and I literally had a vision in my sleep of this particular painting as it is. And that doesn't happen very often, but I even, like, in my dream, I even, like the step-by-step came to me and all that stuff. So this is where we're at, and this is where we're going to go. And I think really this is going to be a pretty fun and fairly simple painting for all of us. But with all that said, let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to I'll leave this on there for now. Let's just talk about the colors we're going to use. We're using the Daler Rowney System 3 acrylic paints, the process color set. And we're using all of the colors in that set except for black. So we're using process magenta, process cyan, process yellow, yellow ochre, and I think it's titanium white that comes in the set. And that's what we're going to use tonight. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to set this off to the side. And really a lot of this painting is going to be this beginning part where we're going to be setting up the layout of the sky and the water. And you'll notice, I'll bring this back in for a second, that there's sort of soon, okay. There's really not a lot of detail going on in the sky or the water. There's just like little suggestions of bright spots and shadows, and these clouds are just really a suggestion. So I don't want to get too, I really wanted to give everybody kind of a break a little bit this month. So let's start off. We are going to start off with our yellow ochre. I'm going to take a little bit of yellow ochre and some white, about 50 to 1 to 1. Let's go a little bit more white than yellow ochre. And basically, I want to come up about a third of the way up the canvas. So about like so. That's kind of our loose horizon line. And then basically what we're going to do is I'm just going to use that little bit that we just put on there. I'm going to wipe my brush off, and then I'm just going to use white. And I'm going to use that white to move up. Keep using white. See, Jenny couldn't even stay away even when she wasn't here. She had to hop in. And you guys, this is going to sound silly. I kind of came on about a minute or two late, and the reason I came on a minute or two late, I was trying so hard to rig Jenny's computer glasses up on the skeleton, and I just couldn't get them to stay on, and I looked at the clock, and I was like, oh my goodness, yeah, I'm supposed to be live right now. So anyway, so I'm going up. I'm going to kind of go at a little bit of an angle, I think. Maybe about a, not quite a 45. And I'm going to come up about 2/3 of the way on the left, maybe half on the right. I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit more of our yellow ochre into the sky. And I'm basically going to take this yellow ochre. I'm going to keep the brush moving side to side. And just let it create some nice little streaks and stuff going side to side. You guys, we are so crazy busy this week. This last month, as you can see. Oh, okay. Chat disconnected for a minute. We have so much going on that I think I mentioned it in the live stream on Thursday. Was that Thursday that we did that? That I feel bad that we've kind of dropped the ball on a lot of things, palette knives out. That will not be the case for this month coming up, although the beginning of the month is going to be super busy for us. We've got our first big production with the nonprofit starting next week, and that's a big deal for us because while most of the people in the organization have some level of experience pulling off this kind of production, Jenny and I have been around a couple of the productions in terms of we've been involved in set design and stuff like that. But we have much larger jobs this time around. And so like I think it's just auto-focusing. Let me see if I can adjust it. We used it yesterday for some other stuff, and I think it's focusing on my hand and then on the canvas. So let me see if I can set it to manual focus, and then we'll just leave it at that. And it could just be I have it set to be too sensitive. So just bear with me a second. If I can change it mid. Gotta find the right button. Okay, let's see if that helps. It's probably still going to autofocus a little bit. Yeah, there, maybe it's, let's see if it does it again. Okay, let me work on this a little bit, you guys. A couple things I need to change. Okay, one thing. See what happens when we take our camera out. That's better. I hope. Let's see. All right. Where were we? I don't know. Probably just talking too much. That seems better. We had taken the camera into rehearsal last night to film some Is that good? I don't see it doing that anymore. Okay. We had taken it in to film the band rehearsing the music last night and had some adjustments to make it work for where we were at. All right. So, just throwing these streaks in. I'm going to come back and add just a little bit of our mix of yellow ochre and white together again. And I'm again going to use white to pull that color down. Now this is water, so my brush strokes are going to stay going pretty side to side. Probably just going to come down, about maybe halfway, and then we'll start throwing in some of the darker streaks again. Really simple. We don't want to get too busy with all this. So Jenny said she might be here by about 6:30. I told her we might be done by then, so we'll see. You can let this be nice and choppy. One of the things, and you guys know this if you've painted with me before, I'm not a big proponent of blending things out. That's how it's a good way to lose contrast and texture and detail. There are times you can, I like to call it soften, which is kind of like feathering edges and kind of blending, but not like a full-on, like, let's blend this out so it looks like a perfect gradient from Photoshop. Let Photoshop do its thing. Let's do our thing. I'm just going to make sure I get paint all the way around so it gets on the edges. And if you guys want to paint the edges of your canvas, go ahead. A lot of people do. It's a great way of, giving a nice little finished look without having to frame the painting. If you have a, gallery wrapped canvases so that they're wrap all of some of the canvases. It used to be back in the day when Jenny and I first started painting, a lot of the canvases, the staples were on the side, and now they almost all do them on the back now because I think they probably use machines and stuff and make it easier. But I'm just going to add some extra little texture, I think. And all I'm doing is I'm just using the yellow ochre. I'm not, and a little bit of white here and there. I'm not getting into the other colors yet. We really don't use the other colors much. I'm going to go ahead and add some extra little bit of white in this. And probably what we can do is go ahead and right over here where our Pine Island is going to be, I'm going to go ahead and pop the white a little bit more. Let's rinse my brush. Apologize, my voice is still kind of a little raspy, but it's not too bad, not too bad. Yesterday and Saturday, I woke up and it's like, I don't know, must have been breathing through my mouth, but my throat was so sore. It was like I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this on Monday, but woke up today, feel pretty good. Pretty good. Yeah. Oh, come back. All right. So really, I feel like maybe this is a little dark up here. You know, the weird thing about this cold is it wasn't like the worst cold as far as like feeling bad, other than getting a little tired of coughing, and it was kind of a pretty bad cough for about 3 days. Um, and just being tired from not being able to sleep terribly well. But it's like I don't know that either of us ever ran a fever with it. Jenny's been hanging on a little longer for her, but that's actually pretty normal. She tends to, colds and stuff tend to hang out with her a little longer than they do with me. I don't know why. Probably just genetics. All right, so that's pretty good. I'm happy with that right now. And I'm going to go ahead and again, I'm going to pop in a little bit of fresh white over here, because this is actually, a little bit of white's actually going to help if it's on the canvas and kind of wet. That. Yeah, so I said we've got a lot going on with this production of Rocky Horror. I'm actually the technical director, which means I'm in charge of all the lights and audio, I should say. And then Jenny's the artistic director and set director, and also in charge of concessions and all this stuff. And we basically move in on Sunday into the theater, but we still haven't done the set painting, which gets moved in. And so we have, starting tomorrow, like basically 4 days to paint this huge set, which really won't take that long, but it's going to be, every spare minute is going to be dedicated to it. All right, I'm going to shift focus. We're going to rotate our canvas so that the left side of the canvas is down. I'm going to zoom in a bit, and we might lose focus, might get a little wonky. All right, so I'm going to take my number 8 brush, and I am going to put this on the palette, put the palette on here. I'm going to take a little tiny bit of magenta, a bit of cyan, and a little bit of our yellow ochre. And I'm going to add a little bit of white to it. I'm going to see where it's at. It's a little bit on the green side for what I want. So I'm going to add a little bit more of the magenta. Close. I want to add just a little bit more of our cyan. And yeah, that's pretty close. I think I want to add a little bit more magenta yet. There we go. Kind of this grayish, bluey purple. And this is what we're going to do with this. We're going to go, I'm going to create a little horizon line right here for our smaller island. And I'm going to come down here, right along our horizon line. It doesn't matter if it's perfect. And create a secondary little one. And basically what we're going to do is I'm just going to scribble make little sound wave shapes. And the reason I turn it sideways is I think it kind of sometimes our wrist works better going side to side, for one thing, but it also kind of makes it a little easier to kind of mirror it. And of course, it doesn't have to be exactly perfectly mirrored, but this is a technique I've wanted to use before, and I had developed a painting for the studios that was used this kind of basic turn it on its side to mirror technique, and we just never used it. It was something we talked about and we worried sometimes we worried about things being too simple and too complicated at the same time. So like sometimes like this is not terribly complicated, but it's something that's kind of harder to see in person. So I thought, hey, this might be a good opportunity to go ahead and use this technique. But again, I totally had this vision of this in my head. And it's funny, when I did the original painting, I kind of went away from that vision a little bit, and I got done with the painting, and we set it downstairs where it was kind of so I could bring it in, and something about it just didn't look right. And what I had done is I had done it with more fall colors. I'll show you where. Bring this back in. So instead of this kind of green colors, I had done more fall colors. And when I looked at it, it just didn't feel right. Like it just didn't look like my vision had really had, and I keep saying vision, it sounds weird. You know, I don't know. It really was. I just saw this painting in my head, but it was that green color was the focal point. And when I started doing the painting, I started overthinking it and being like, oh, well, you know, it's fall, so we want to let's do fall colors. But the reality is, it didn't look the way I wanted it to look. So yesterday morning, I guess I painted it on Saturday. Yesterday morning, I got up and adjusted it to be what I had seen. All right, cool. So there's our basic island. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch. Oh, by the way, I used the number 8 for that. I'm going to switch over to my number 4. And I'm going to use the same paint color mix. If you need a little bit more, you can make it. You can use your smallest brush for this part if you want to. I'm going to zoom in again. And we're not really focusing too much on trees as far as like the branches being perfect. I'm just scribbling side to side, and I'm just going to do a couple of these bigger ones. You need to add some of the tip back on there, you can. And you can kind of suggest some of this. Like this tree didn't get reflected very well. And just kind of even looser than you did up before. And rather than like being like I'm painting branches, just kind of think of like I'm painting ripples in the water. Same thing, we can do a little bit of some suggestion of some branches on this one. A little bit more paint. My paint's drying out. we're definitely starting to feel like fall, even though our temperatures are still very pleasant. Right now, floating around mid-70s in the daytime. Pretty perfect weather, if you ask me. Now, if you ever mix fresh color and it feels a little bit like it's not exactly like what you've got going on already, it's okay. If you're putting it in like I'm doing it right now, what I'll do is I'll come back with some of the fresh color I just mixed and just add some dabs of it here and there. Make it feel like it's supposed to be there, but not the only color. A little dark is the only thing I've got going on right now. You see, just adding that secondary little color there adds a lot of interest without having to do a bunch of extra work. Okay, so I'm going to take my biggest brush really quick. I'm going to clean it off. I'm going to dry it off. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bit. I've got a little tiny bit, I think. Maybe not. I'm going to mix a little tiny bit of white and our yellow ochre. A little bit leaning more towards the white. And I'm just going to very lightly take my biggest brush. And just kind of throw some light. I'm going to add a little bit more white there. There we go. I don't want to get too white. A little bit of yellow ochre in there too. Very lightly. And you might need to wait until this part of your painting dries, but mine's dry because we're drying pretty quick. And just streak across some of these little reflections, softening this up, stopping at our shoreline. Now I'm going to take a little bit of extra white now and just hit some little streaks across, and there we go. That's what we want. We want the white and yellow ochre to be dark enough that when we streak it across white, it becomes a shadow. But when we streak it across the dark, it becomes a highlight, and then we can use a little bit of white to just soften things up a bit. So I'm going to zoom back out and see what this is starting to look like. There you go. Maybe it's got a little bit of lean, but I'm leaning a little in my chair. So what I want to do now is I want to balance this out a bit. And what I mean by that is I want to throw, I use the term throw a lot. I don't know why I say throw. Maybe it's because I grew up playing baseball and everything was being thrown all the time. I don't know. I want to add these shadows into our clouds, and then also reflection of those into the water. And one of the things okay, Jenny's on her way. Jenny, we might be done by the time you get here. Now focus on driving. No YouTubing and driving. That's not good. One thing I might do on mine as just an experiment to see how it looks is I think I might throw a couple of little splashes of blue up at the top, like blue sky, and we'll see how that looks. I think that could look really cool. So first of all, I want to get this, I am not Jenny. Okay. Oh, that's Greta. Okay, okay. It's Greta messaging. Hi, Greta. Hi, Greta. All right. Hope you find your dad. Had to do it. Just blue, just cyan and magenta. And I'll bring this over. Wow, what's it focusing on? Come back, come back. This color right here. There it is. Okay, and so I'm just going to very lightly, very small amount of paint. I feel like that paint's not very, got a funky translucency to it. So I'm going to add just a touch of white. I got this a little bit more purple than I had in the original. I'm going to be honest with you, there's never anything wrong with it being a little bit more purple. But I'm not liking the way these colors are mixing. There we go. And if you ever feel like this is overwhelming, like you feel like the big brush is just too big, feel free to use a smaller brush. Always experiment. Always be testing and seeing what you're more comfortable with. And like everybody's different. And you guys have seen both Jenny and I paint, and you can see our paintings or our techniques. We each have our own unique touch and how things happen. And part of learning to be an artist is just embracing that and being like, this is me. This is how my hands work, and learning how to make the most with what you've got. Getting a little muddy, maybe a little bit up in the sky. That's okay. There's an easy fix. Rinse. Take a little bit of white here. Oh, that worked good. Just using that white to soften this up a little bit more. Oh, yeah. There we go. Nice thing is like if you do this and you feel like, oh, I liked the yellow ochre being more forward, okay. I'll show you. We'll get back in there. Take a little bit of my yellow ochre again. It's okay, Daniel. Jenny's still driving today too, so. These little surprise paintings, I shouldn't say surprise, we knew it was coming, but these ones we do on different dates and time. I really appreciate when people find a couple minutes to pop in and at least say hi. There we go. That I'm happy with. Now I'm going to take a little bit more. I actually want to, just going to add a little bit of water to my color. See if we can figure out which one of these colors is not playing well. Well, Daniel, if it makes you feel better, Daler Rowney, who makes the paint, and Dixon are the same company. So I don't know which one obtained the other. I want to say it was Dixon acquired Daler Rowney, I think. But it's been a bit of a while since that happened. All I know is it's kind of a weird thing because at one point in time when we were sending in orders for paint and stuff, we used to have to order through Dixon. And then they changed it so we had to order through Princeton. And then they changed it so we had to order through Daler Rowney. And a lot of it just kind of depends on which account reps were for our region and stuff. But okay. Obviously, we got a lot more busyness going on with our clouds and stuff here. Here's the original. We can see true to form. We always end up making these bolder. And I kind of want to soften it. So let's soften it. Rinse my brush. And I think to soften it, we're just going to go with white. Maybe a tiny dab of yellow. Oh, that was a lot of yellow ochre. There we go. I'm just going to kind of glaze over this. It's not supposed to be specific. Not supposed to be a smoky night, but if that's what it inspires in your memory bank, it does kind of, I can see that. I've got some amazing pictures from that terrible fire. That's better. I've got this wonderful, like, right now, it's like my voice has got that. I can go really deep and I should be doing voiceovers for movies. Like, just give me a movie synopsis and I could read it right now and we could just drop down into this range and get everybody excited in a world where paint flies and canvas dries. Man, that was pretty good. We should do that more often, I think, yeah? All right. In this world we're going to apply some blue sky. So I decided, like, if you guys want to do this, this is totally optional. This is not in the original, but I guess, you know, our new format. It's all about experimenting and having fun. I'm going to take a little bit of cyan and white. I may have just heard the car door. I might need to go open it. I don't know. We'll see. They'll knock. All right. So I'm just going to take a little bit of this cyan. Oh, they're here. And if you guys want to add a little bit of this blue to the top, you can. Oh, man, I love it. You're not mic'd up, so the joke's lost on it. Oh, I love that with that little bit of blue. In a world where life is inspired by paint, one man fights the urge to paint mountains every time he paints. We were laughing at my voice being the perfect voiceover for movie intros, so Daniel just sent one and we read it. All right. Jenny's here. Jenny, get your mic on. It's over there on that other desk.
Zip tied.
Oh, yeah, it sat up easy. Oh, I forgot to turn on the lights behind. You got here in good timing because you still don't have your microphone on, so people can't hear you. She's trying to heckle me, but she has no microphone. There we go. Here's your microphone. I'm like almost done. Yeah. We're almost done with this painting, you guys, and we've been at 43 minutes. Oh,
I noticed. I drove right past the exit to our house, and I was tempted to just be like, I saw the video. He's almost done.
Yeah. So, what we're going to do next is I'm going to zoom in. And what we're going to, where did you just put the original at? All right. So we're going to put in this foreground.
Oh my gosh, why won't this go down?
I don't know.
It's like going at a snail's pace.
So we're going to put in these foreground trees, and then pretty much after that, we'll actually be done. See, I added the blue in the sky, and I actually really like that.
Can I tell you something about this painting and be honest?
Yeah.
I liked it better when you had the fall colors.
Well, that's you. I mean, we could do it with the fall colors. What do you guys think? You guys want to do the fall colors?
Yes, they do. It is fall officially.
I will say that, okay.
Tomorrow's October 1st.
With the addition of the blue that I added, the fall colors probably would work better than they did before. So you're going against my vision, so the art vision is going to be angry with me. But that's all right, we'll live. All right, so let's do this, then. Let's do it. Do a second painting since this one was quick. You're asking me to just do a painting on the fly? I don't know, we could do that. All right, so I'm going to start with red, and let's use our number 4. And I'm just going to, this is what I found, and this is where I messed up when I did this the other day.
You know, everybody, tomorrow Inktober starts. So that's where you have to draw a little ink picture every day. Are you going to do it, Greta? No, you won't. You should.
Yeah.
Goretober.
I guess it's supposed to be Sobertober, too.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. Interesting.
Apparently, October's just a big, like, do things to show your support of things. Okay. Start off with the red, and do a little bit on this one, too. Then I'm going to take a little bit of red and a little bit of cyan and mix up a purple. And I'm just going to bounce with me. Just kind of dab this in along the bottom edge. Almost kind of gives a little bit of a watercolory kind of look. I'm just going to reek some of this in underneath to highlight.
Just wondering.
You can wander.
I still have my mic on.
Do it.
I found a mini canvas, and I'll do a little mini tutorial.
Oh, are you going to take over and teach then?
Yeah, I'll do a little mini jack-o'-lantern.
Okay.
But I want to find some colors. Where's my brushes?
I don't know.
Or did you bring them over?
They're over here. I'm going to now take a little bit of our red.
Greta gave me the evil eye. You're not really going to do that, are you? Let's see. Just thinking here.
A little bit of red in the water. That's as far as I'm going with that one. All right, I'm going to mix up now a little bit of our yellow ochre, a little bit of magenta, and let's add a little bit of our processed yellow in there too. A little bit more magenta, a little bit more processed yellow. We're just going to kind of going forward. Let me bring my palette over. Kind of a orangish. There we go. That's what I'm talking about.
Good, I'll do that cute little pumpkin in Max Miller's kitchen.
I'm going to add some little dabs of this along the top edge. We don't want to lose the red, but the red is our undertone, so it's not really our primary color we want to show through. Maybe what we should do is we should each do a small painting and give ourselves 10 minutes and then show people what we end up with.
I don't think I should do, like, what would we do with the camera then?
We could turn on both. We could do picture and split camera.
Oh, I see.
Now I'm just taking a little bit of just our processed yellow.
Yeah, I think those autumn colors look really good with the...
That's what you think.
It is what I think.
I liked it the other way.
Well, you really love acid green. You always have.
How often do I use that color?
Never. A few times. You'll use it in meadow grass, and it works really good for that.
Yeah. But you act like I use it in every painting, and it's like I almost never use it. Like me saying, you always drink whiskey.
For the record, I hate whiskey.
For the record, Jenny hates whiskey.
Okay, let's see here.
The nice thing is if you feel like you get too much of this going on, you can always come back with a little bit of your purple. Kind of tone things down.
That's funny.
And I think what I'm going to do, last little bit, we're pretty much done, you guys. We're like not even an hour yet. And so I'm just going to take my smallest brush, a little bit of white. That's it.
That's it.
There it is.
Whoop. There it is.
So I'm going to go ahead and sign it.
Okie dokie.
There's that. And Jenny, I'm going to leave that there for right now. Jenny's setting herself up.
I've got this little canvas if you want it.
No, it's all right. Don't worry about it. Don't you worry about it. We got this. I'm just going to... You need to be under that other camera, though.
Okay.
Oh, you're going to paint the woods triangle?
Yeah, will you actually get me some water?
Isn't there like some song, like, Bring Me Some Water, like Melissa Etheridge or something?
Yeah. Okay. In honor of October 1st, tomorrow, I'm going to do an on-the-fly painting with no real plan in place. And I think Paul's going to do that too.
Yeah.
And
Let's
I
do
need a paper towel.
There's that. Paper towels are actually right behind you.
Oh, I saw them. Okay.
And I need to switch seats with you real quick. 'Cause I need to set up our picture-in-picture. Or our split screen. Let's do that. It'll just take me a second.
You sure you remember how to do that?
I do. Oh. But this camera is not plugged into power.
Whoops.
So, give me a minute. We can get this sorted out.
So, Paul, is this any particular place?
Yes, my imagination.
Your Pine Island? Did you tell them what your original idea was?
No.
His original idea was to paint a mountain that had the shadow of the mountain on the clouds behind it, which
Not behind it.
they're not. In front of it.
Above it.
Above it. So I knew exactly what he was talking about, and he pulled up a bunch of pictures and showed me. And I thought it would be really cool, and Paul would nail it, but the rest of us would have volcanoes.
I think you're taking a lot more credit than you actually really should get for that.
We'll see. You should do it again sometime. So does this have a shore? Is that what the blue is down there? Is it like the...
No.
Okay, so it's just the reflection of the sky.
Yeah.
No reflection on sand.
No.
It's got to be somewhere up in like Canada.
I mean, it could be. There's maybe some lake somewhere that looks like that.
Mm-hmm.
But it wasn't like anything specific. Okay. Let's see. You guys might see some weird stuff, but maybe not.
What does that mean? Some weird stuff. Hey, there's behind you. There's me. Gotta change some views. Okay, I gotta move over.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So,
I get this.
you had a little canvas for me?
Yeah, right here.
Okay.
It's painting wars.
It's
starting
painting
right now.
wars. Monday.
Monday painting wars.
All right.
What are you gonna do? Are you doing something Halloween?
I might.
Okay, I'm gonna.
All right. So, I need some black, though.
You can use mine.
Where did you get it from? I'll just go grab.
Actually, behind me, one of the little bottles right there. One of the little bottles right
there. All right. We still have people hanging out, so let's see.
So this is one of our little wood triangles from when we've done like the Halloween, winter. We Three Domes.
All right,
which
so
is on our YouTube channel.
I have no idea what I'm gonna paint. Greta, what should I paint?
Greta's not gonna answer.
What? A graveyard? Okay.
Zombies.
Yeah.
You can do a mini version of your zombie painting from 2011.
Oh my gosh, that would actually be kind of fun.
All right, let's see. Where's this gonna go from here?
I don't know. What are you painting?
Can you guess?
A jack-o'-lantern witch?
Jack-o'-lantern with a black dunce cap. So I think you can find these little wood triangles at all kinds of different craft stores.
Not those ones.
Not these exact ones, but there are little wood triangles. Since we don't sell supplies anymore. We did that for a while, and that was fun, and then it just kind of dropped off enough that we were like, well, it's time to Switch gears. I feel like this could easily become a witch, like if I did a green face and I have room for hair, but I'm not going to do that.
Great suggestion, Daniel. I love it.
Daniel can, Greta will rage at Daniel. Greta's like, I want to go home.
It's all right.
Greta worked a very semi-long day today. A long day for Greta. Did you have to unload trucks today, Greta? Oh, that's good. Oh, you did? I thought you said no, you didn't.
Okay. Is anybody still with us?
5 people are right now. Thank you. Do you have, I need to borrow some, actually.
What do you need?
Magenta.
I have it right here. I have a whole bottle of it. You can have it.
So are you doing a graveyard?
Yeah.
Hey, mine won't zoom in, will it?
I don't have the zoom thing, but I can zoom it in manually.
Oh.
There you go.
Okay, cool. You should say that you were finished and yours is the Tualatin River. Is it really that color right now?
Nah, not anymore.
Okay, so
Buttons on your underwear.
You know, that's an old school saying that my dad used to say, but I don't really think anybody else said it. So, like,
Joy did.
No, you always said it.
Oh, I don't know where I got it from.
Because I probably used to say it to you.
Well, now I just feel deceived.
These look like big eyes, but they're not.
They are not.
Oh, do you have weight over there?
I do.
Pass it on over.
And I freshly cleared the nozzle.
Nice.
Coming to a tourist town near you.
What is?
Jenny and I doing rapid fire tiny paintings. No, that didn't work. Too wet. You know the guys that you see and they do like the spray can galaxy paintings? Like down in like tourist towns. And now the new thing is taking them other objects to paint on. And I saw like this guy like took him like one of those cheap like $20 tourist guitars and like somebody else gave him a purse. I'm like, yeah, that's
A purse?
Mm-hmm. But you could tell they were just like super cheap from the market.
These would be what Daniel just said. He's right. The so Ben's thing is similar to what people say when people say what and you say chicken butt.
Totally. 100%.
This is all in honor of October starting tomorrow and the official start of our month of complete and utter madness.
Utter madness.
Yes. Paul probably mentioned our
A little bit, but I didn't get it too involved because I was like trying to teach.
Our nonprofit theater is putting on a fairly sizable production of the Rocky Horror Show, and we don't have a lot of volunteers because we're new, and sometimes people are busy, and so yeah, a lot of the stuff is falling in our lap to do that would normally go to someone else. So we're kind of just doing a little bit of everything and being baptized by fire.
Interestingly enough, people don't like to work for free.
How is it that we always end up doing that?
Because we have passion.
What brush do we need? So yeah, we've got kind of everything from, luckily we have like costumers and an amazing band and people helping with props and that kind of thing, but it's like things like concessions, alcohol to sell, makeup, a lot of that is stuff we're doing. Paul's doing all the lights and sound.
I'm actually not actually controlling the lights during the show. But
You're
I have
teaching
to,
other people how to?
but I have to learn how to, yeah. I
He
have
has to learn how so he can teach other people.
Yeah, but Heather's really cool. Have you met her?
Is she the one that has the little baby?
No.
Oh.
Heather was the photographer that came in and did all the photos for the last 5 years.
Okay.
I think she works in the police department.
Huh. I don't know that I've actually officially ever met her.
Yeah, she's super cool.
So doing some shading on wood when it dries so fast is, I will say, it's a little bit of a challenge.
It's a challenge.
It's a challenge.
You know, it's challenging is I'm getting really hungry and I'm fighting the urge to talk about it because you don't like it when I talk about food.
You're always talking about food. Where are we going to go when we're done?
That's, yeah, where are we going to go?
Home.
Oh. You had promised me we were going to go out tonight. That was part of the deal. You were like, well, I'll come in late, but then we'll go stop and get something to eat on the way
Part
home.
of the deal, as if like we weren't going to pick up our child.
Still misleading. Yay.
So I am trying to make this pumpkin look sort of vintage, and a lot of that is with the brown shading. And how's yours coming along, Paul?
It's coming along. I'm using the acid green since I use it in every painting.
I don't know why you're so obsessed with that color. I remember you used it in college a few times. I don't remember which instructor. It was probably Leland.
You know, like once or twice.
And I think it was Leland's. Like,
this is one of those things that I really have to overrule you on that you've like...
remembered differently?
Yes. I have very definitely like have always leaned towards more natural colors in paintings.
Oh.
You know that. I don't know why you're fighting it.
Just for fun.
I think you're being funny.
It's starting to look like a rotten pumpkin. That is one of the things that you can run into with shading with brown. So I try to keep it subtle and just go back and forth between the two colors till I have something that's sort of meeting in the middle. You know what I saw today online on Facebook? It popped up as a news thing. This is the 50-year anniversary of Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Okay.
And so they're bringing it back to theaters.
Interesting.
50 years. So that and Rocky Horror both, like, Rocky just turned 49, so they were so funny. How close. All right, shading looks okay. I feel like these little cheek bumps need another coat. I'm not 100% sure I'm going to do the same color. In fact, I think I'm going to do a lighter color. How's your graveyard coming? Oh.
It's getting there.
It's really hot in here.
It's toasty.
Yeah. I was not dressed for that. I'm wearing a sweater. Okay. Honestly, you guys should try to do this during a regular lesson, maybe. Might be too distracting, though. I don't know. Oh, have either of you ever painted a painting upside down? That was a project we had to do in high school once. I think you had to do that too, right, Greta? It's like something they do in every art class. Did you guys use the picture of the man sitting there? You probably did slay that shit. I think some changes are coming as I'm going along. As I realize something I did earlier is not going to work out how I wanted it to. Do any of you guys carve pumpkins? I always like the idea of carving pumpkins, but not the actual process of it. It's just so messy, and my arms always itch. I'll wear gloves, but you still inadvertently get the whatever acid is inside the pumpkin on you. I assume there's some kind of acid, right? Slightly acidic. What'd you say? A protein. Yeah, something irritates my skin just a little bit. So I do wear gloves, but it still ends up, I don't know. Oops, I'm off camera a little. I'm not in love with the cheeks, but I'm gonna see. I'm gonna see. But first, I'm gonna make a band. This is a pretty color.
Oh, is it now?
It is. feel like the way that hat fits, I don't love. Experimental. Oh, I'm glad you guys are finding it entertaining. Good. Love carving pumpkins, but they only last outside for about 3 to 4 days. Yes. Yeah, I agree with you. The electric ones are definitely nice. I haven't tried carving the ones that are like they sell at Michael's that are, I don't know what they're made out of, but I always look at them and think, I've seen people carve them on YouTube and stuff, and I think that would be a little bit of a sensory nightmare for me, I think. Because I don't know if they're foam inside, and I have weird sensory issues with foam. I know a lot of people do.
My 82-year-old dad carved them twice last year.
I love that.
Like, he's like, well, the
Papa
first one didn't
loves it.
last, so it's time to just paint, do some more. And I love that he loves to still do that.
Mm-hmm. He's a kid at heart, and he developed all these fun games for us on Christmas Day, which was just very cute. You were lucky. You had a really cool, fun dad.
Still do.
Yeah. But like growing up, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I love my dad, but I think he came out of the womb grumpy and it just never stopped.
There might be some
And now
truth
he's
to
just a grumpy old man who I love. Oh, pumpkin seed mix. I like the little green ones. I think they're called pepitas, and I don't know what the difference is if they're...
There's no difference.
They're little, though, and green and softer.
I think they're just harvested sooner.
Maybe.
I think.
It's that high IQ, Paul. High IQ.
Hey now, be nice. It's not something I can help.
Paul had his IQ legit tested last week. Actually, like exactly a week ago tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
And he tested so high. The person was like, any higher, you'd have trouble socializing.
No, she didn't say like trouble socializing. She said I would have trouble. Oh gosh, I feel uncomfortable even talking about it.
Go ahead. You can tell us about your high IQ. It's fun.
I would have hard time finding common ground with people of average to lower than average.
Good thing for those 4 points, or you wouldn't even associate with me.
I have had nothing but criticism since this has happened.
That is not true. I think it's really cool. I bragged about it to my mom and dad.
So the reason I had it tested is I was being tested for ADHD, and they had to, part of the parameters is when you understand how a person's brain performs, you have to have kind of a baseline of what the cognitive ability is and where the slowdowns and stuff are. So.
I'd be curious to have mine be tested, but like if it was lower than I thought, then I'd be like, can we take this back, please?
I don't know. It's weird. Like, what I don't. It's like there's part of me. It's like, what's the point of even knowing? It's not like it changes anything.
I think it's kind of cool to know. I mean, for someone like you obviously, you know, we've always known you were a little above average in that department. Who else could figure out how all these cameras work?
And fix 2 cars this week.
That's right. Yeah, we got to have 2 cars break down this week. It has been a week.
Okay, I'm not digging this signpost thing here I got going on, so.
Greta's work is haunted. So tell us about the ghost. Oops, sorry, I think I just hit my microphone. Tell us about the ghost and I will reiterate it to people. Ah. Okay, those sound like ghostly things. So Greta was opening the store by themselves and heard a man's voice, and another employee heard that too. I remember. 'Cause you weren't by yourself, but you were in the main area. Yeah, main area by yourself, and both heard it. And you've seen shadows, and your electronics are acting fried. Oh, really? Oh, I didn't know that. That's really strange. Electronics got fried and they had to replace them all. It's a brand new store. Oh, the motion activated like sound making costume things, decorations and stuff. Cute. Can't really see it very well because this is drying kind of dark on there. But that's okay. I have more to do. More to come. What do we think, you guys? You think, should I make these cheeks a darker color, like a darker, more magenta, similar to the darkness that they were? Maybe a little darker even? No, I don't love them. I know they need a little shine on them. Okay, I'm gonna make them a little darker and see. Yeah, you're right, Daniel. That's a lot of times how it is. Like my car is 2017 and everything in it is computerized, and if anything ever goes wrong, I'm like, you just imagine the bills because it's difficult to work on something like, I mean, I grew up with a dad who was a car gearhead, and he just knew exactly what to do. But then with the computerized cars, it's like,
He's like, I can fix that Volkswagen.
We have to bring it
I
in.
can fix that Volkswagen.
You can fix anything from about what, 1985
No,
and older.
Let's try like 1980 and back. No, it's not that. It's not as hard as people make it out to be, though. It's a lot of it's just the fear of trying.
Yeah.
Because if you do mess it up, you could mess it up pretty bad.
That's very true.
Hence my 2016 Ford F-150 that hasn't moved in 6 months because I messed it up.
Did your mechanic next door come back yet?
No.
It's so weird. So you need to tell that story.
I mean, I don't know what to tell. I don't really know the guy, but my business neighbor is a mechanic, and he's got a sign up on his window that says "Be gone April or August 24th through September 4th," and he's still not back.
And he drove across country, I think.
So I hear. I might call and leave a message and ask him if he wants me to put a different sign up. I know he's still with us. I'll put it that way.
How do you know that?
Because one of his customers contacted him and
Oh, okay.
had told me they.
Yeah, because his customers keep coming to your door.
Yeah. Oops, that's not what I wanted. But I'm like, I would like him to come back because I've got some work I'd like him to do.
Okay, let's see. Greta, what kind of nose should I put on this? I'm going to send you a picture. And it's not done. Okay, some decorative stuff coming now. This is when you need a real tiny brush. A scarecrow nose. What is a scarecrow nose? Is it a triangle? You have a picture?
Who? Who are you asking if they have a picture?
Greta. I asked Greta what kind of nose I should do. The other one I've seen, Greta, is kind of like triangle shaped and striped, but it'd be hard to do with this front view. Oh, yeah. It's funny, you guys can totally see how different we paint from each other.
Pumpkin elf.
Oh, yeah, totally. Actually, you're right. This trim is kind of Christmassy.
That was Kim.
Yeah, it is kind of Christmassy. And he has kind of that face. Elfy face. I love this Bahama blue color. You guys know we used to use it in our box a lot. Because look how good it goes on top of black. As opposed to like the orange, which I painted over dark green. Oops, which I painted over dark green, which is all but, well, it's not totally disappeared, but very big difference. Okay, Greta, I'm going to try the nose you recommended.
Surprised you're not doing it. Oh, you're doing it. Never mind.
Hmm.
I keep thinking you're doing a scarecrow. I was thinking, why are you not doing the nose from the scary stories you tell in the dark? Remember that scarecrow in that? And it's like literally just the people.
Yeah, it was really creepy the way they did that. Okay, this needs to be a little darker. I'll let that dry for a minute and work on the eyes. I watched a video on the Enchanted Forest this morning, and both of these paintings would fit in. One in the fairy tale area and the other in the Haunted Mansion. Yep. Yeah, you know, some of those animatronics there and hand-painted items are very uncanny. And that was supposed to be Oregon's Disneyland.
Uncanny as in cheap?
I think uncanny, have you ever heard the term uncanny valley?
Yeah, no, I know.
Yeah, it's like that, like just, yeah, they are very cheap. Just very odd and like give you that kind of weird feeling. Like you're in a different life. Now he's a scarecrow pumpkin and Mule walking down Paul's Road. Oh, yeah. Stifling a sneeze. I don't want to sneeze into my microphone. I will not sneeze into my microphone.
So my camera looks very overexposed, I feel like. Doesn't it to you? Look overexposed?
Yeah, it does a little bit. At least up there on the other monitor up there.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, the lower one, it looks fine. So I saw this cool thing that there's a Sleepy Hollow high school.
Yeah, I saw that too.
And like they have like
I think you sent it to me.
Like their mascot is literally the headless horseman. And I thought that was really cool.
Yeah. All right, a little darker nose.
We're not, I mean, I'm a big college football fan, and we live close enough to the high school that we can hear the football games and stuff. And I was thinking about it the other day, and I was thinking, watching one of the games. I think I was watching Michigan or something. But there was the marching band and the drums and stuff, and I was like, they don't do that at NFL games. And I'm like, that is so much the football atmosphere, is just having the actual like drum corps to me. Who's it? Marlene who's missing tonight because of the Dolphins
game? Priorities. I told her we need to do a Dolphins painting. This is something out of a horror movie. I don't love the mouth. I'm just trying to think what else I could do to it.
Think.
Are you kind of wrapping up pretty soon?
Yeah, I'm just painting until you're done.
Okay. I'm just about done too. Just a few more finishing touches.
I don't know why I thought of football, by the way. Oh, because of the Sleepy Hollow. No, the Sleepy Hollow.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's pretty funny. My mascot was the cougar. I'd rather have the headless horseman.
Although the cougar makes more sense now.
What?
Bada bing, bada boom.
Ho, ho. Maybe I'll black out one of its teeth.
Is that a sign of things to come?
Yes. Indeed. You better watch yourself, Paul.
You better watch yourself there.
I actually like some of these. I've seen
with the protein
these
shake.
Vintage ones that have yellow eyes. And that was my intent, actually. Hepatitis.
I was in the pool.
And now, I'll trace the nose.
Oh, that didn't go well.
We're the Trojans. I take the Cougars representing me.
What?
Daniel. Paul was a Laker. Tell me, what's a Laker? I have never heard that term until your high school.
You never heard of the Los Angeles Lakers?
Well, that, but what is a Laker?
That's a good question. I don't know. I assume so. I'm going to guess that it has something to do with...
Have Daniel Google it.
No, I'll Google it. It's a person associated with a lake.
Okay.
It's also a type of ship that was a bulk carrier ship that operates in the Great Lakes, which makes sense because the Los Angeles Lakers were originally from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, not Oregon. You know, it's funny, when I was a kid, you know, you don't have that, like, understanding of that there could be two Milwaukees.
Yeah.
I always just thought that the Milwaukee Bucks were in Milwaukee.
Oh. How disappointing for you.
Then I figured it out, and I was like, wow, what an idiot.
It's funny, I was on a company's website for concessions and rentals today, so looking at popcorn machines for our
Cheaper to buy
musical. No, it's not. No, those Webstront ones are like $3,000.
one. Oh, for the big, huge ones.
Yeah. But anyway, this company, they're in Portland, and they were listing. We also have locations in, I can't remember, other Oregon cities, and Milwaukee, Oregon, and they spelled Milwaukee with the 2 E's. Tell me you're not from here. Without telling me you're not from here.
Right. We're losing people.
We're taking too long.
Daniel, I was 4.
Okay. One last little thing for me.
I was intelligent enough to figure it out by I was 5. Get it? See? All right, I'm done, because if I do more, it just gets too busy. I'm going to see if I can adjust my exposure here, though.
Mine just keeps getting fancier and
There we go.
fancier, the hat. But here's my last little thing.
There's my 4x4.
Woo! Nice. Here's my, what do you think, 8-inch triangle?
Something like that.
Fun.
I did too much.
We both did too much. We went all for it.
Yeah. Well, should we bring it back?
Yeah.
Oh, there we are.
Hey!
Jenny, you've put on weight since the show started.
Stop taking Ozempic. Awesome. So October will be interesting. I don't know if Paul mentioned it earlier about what our schedule's like in October.
I started to, but I was busy teaching.
Okay, yeah. So we're show is the 2 weeks right smack in the middle of October.
So starting next week.
Yeah, and it's the show dates are like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, then again Friday, Saturday, Sunday, but those other dates it's like tech week, dress rehearsal. So we're there a lot. So we'll figure it out.
So like next week we're basically there Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Yeah.
Every day after work. And then the following week I think we just do excuse me. What they call a pickup rehearsal on Thursday, which is basically
That might be the day we do this.
No, because I have to be there for the pickup
Oh,
rehearsal.
okay. Well, we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
There will be some days, but I think our live stream might end up with at least one of them might end up on a weekday.
Yeah.
And then the other one might end up closer to the end of the month, but maybe on a Friday. Like I think the 25th we have available, so that might be a good time.
Yeah, and then we have something going on the 26th.
Yeah.
And then once we get done with that,
then we get a break.
yeah.
We get a break, and we're into the holidays and all the fun art that comes with that.
Yep.
So
So, and then we have another production coming up in December. but we're really not involved in that much.
Yeah, that's a murder mystery dinner, which will be fun. We're involved in the way of like I'm basically bartending.
Yeah, and I'll probably have some level of tech work to
Ah.
do. So outside of that,
This nonprofit volunteer life for you.
oh, it's so non-profit for sure,
Yeah.
but it's so fulfilling emotionally.
Yeah, it can be.
Yeah, we'll say that. All right, guys. So thanks for joining me and then Jenny later tonight.
Yeah,
It was fun.
It was fun to pop in and do a quick little painting since yours was so fast.
Yeah, I mean we actually spent almost as much time on our little paintings as the original painting.
Cool.
So.
All right, you guys have a great night. Enjoy the rest of your week. Stay safe and keep painting.
We gotta say Happy Halloween and oh wait, no,
not yet.
We still have October paintings.
Happy October tomorrow.
Happy October. We'll see you guys sometime next month, and we'll keep you posted.
Yeah. You have a good week too, Kim. Take care.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.